of the map, go to a spectator, okay? To see the guy that's giving feedback. Okay, so who wants to start?
Can I?
Okay, Gihori, go to spectator. I
No.
mean,
No
oh no. That's my
me.
give feedback.
Okay, so you found me. I don't know who is the creator. I assume
Phantom
both.
and
It's Gordon
Feetman,
Feetman, y'all.
Okay, fine, Gihari. Anyway, I mean, it's kind of hard to give like really good feedback just because the teams were a little bit unbalanced. So
Just a
taking
little
everything
bit.
felt a little bit too easy, and defending it as well. But I think the strong points of this map are the bomb sites. Mid felt a little bit like as a terrorist, I come here, I don't really have a lot of options. I mean, I only have like this option to peek and maybe this thing over here. But if I jump here, I'm gonna be exposed my head as I'm jumping, and I'm gonna die to whoever's like sitting on the bridge right there. So jumping here is not really an option, a good one at least. Peeking here, it's really harsh. Like if I peek here, I'm gonna be like peeking CTs from like what 1, 2, 3, 4 different directions. If I push a little bit further, I literally have no cover from here. Like if I decide to push from here to like what here, I have no cover whatsoever pushing as a terrorist, so that's like not feasible. Yeah, so like I push here and I'm like exposed to like 3 different angles. Yeah, there's nothing I can really the entrances for T's, although simple, like felt fair. Like there wasn't anything wrong with them. Maybe this one is a little bit too hard for terrorists just because of the options that the cities have. Like they can be playing like really close here, or they can be playing like really far back here, and anything in between as well. Not only that, but they also have like access to like these angles over here that they can have, or a headshot angle right here to or a headshot angle right here. If they're crossing, you can spot them. Yeah, it's a little bit too many options for cities. I think that like from the region starting from here up to here, it becomes like too much for the terrorists to take. But then again, I'm not quite sure just because of the unbalanced nature of the teams.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, but I think it was like mostly fine. Yeah, I'd say like the mid
That's
was the
good
weakest
to hear.
part, the connectors as well, and the bombs were the strongest parts of. That's it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I
Okay,
just noticed all the things you said down, and I'll have it in a folder right here where I can just make sure we get everything.
I'm recording, by the way, no need to do that,
Oh, yeah.
really.
Okay.
I'll just
So-
make the point so I can.
Okay, so sorry for the unbalanced teams. That was on me, but yeah, I should have not stacked Gihori and Boxtrot on the same team. But either way, that out of the way, who wants to give feedback next?
Yo.
Go ahead, Boxtrot.
Okay, so I'm gonna agree. The bomb size felt pretty good. There were definitely some things. I felt like this thing up here just felt a little weird. I don't know what to say. I didn't really know how to use it. It just was not that good. And there was a couple of really bad angles, especially with this box. Because if you wanted to try to play inside, it was just actually kind of stupid. Because if a T cross, which happened a lot, like I would leg them, but I would just see, I think it was Mayro down here, just sitting here, trying to spam away at just a little head. So I'd probably just lower the box a bit. I also felt I used this angle a lot. I didn't really feel like it was that fair, but it's kind of hard to know how hard it was to push because nobody used it against me, and well, sometimes when I was standing in the open, you guys didn't shoot me, so okay. But that's I like B. It was interesting pushing it and everything. It's cool. A felt a little bit more rough around the edges. Just I don't know. felt fine, but there was like things like this copy is just, I think it's way too deep, just not needed. I probably just, I mean, you could just get rid of this box, and you couldn't hide there as well. It just makes retaking it easier. But other than that, I thought it was fine. The connector here was fine. Mid, the biggest problem I had with mid with this upper area is just, okay, so say I take this here as a P, but oftentimes there's somebody up here and they'll shoot and then they'll fall back. What am I supposed to do now? Like, the only two things I can do, well, okay, three things. I could nade up here, which seemed to work best. Also, yeah, you should not have, if you're doing railings, they shouldn't be, like, solid. I'll just make it non-solid, and then put a clip brush over it, so you can shoot through it, throw nades through it, but you can't walk through it. Yeah. Throwing nades in there. Kinda worked fine, but if you didn't clear them out with nades, they could just sit here. You as a T couldn't really do anything other than just try to get out of mid before they try to repeat you at an awkward time. It could be fixed by perhaps lowering the bridge so you could boost up here. So you could actually go and clear this out as a T. I think that would work much better. And then I think the biggest problem is just all the paths around.
How about Pomamil?
It just felt very much like you went to a site and then you went there. Perhaps you like we kind of just played for fun, right? Just didn't really talk strats after the first few rounds, but we would take the first open duel, and if we succeeded, then we would have somebody who took mid and then rotate through. That was what we did. There was never any faking. There was never any. If we got locked out, there was never any rotating onto the other side. There was never any like real like mid-round calls, and I think it's because of the like structure of the map. It takes ages getting from here over to there.
Yeah, so it's too much commitment from the two sides. So if you go one way, you can't really change your mind when you first started to go into the side.
Yeah, there's a couple things you could do about it. Perhaps you can make it so that you can kind of go through here. That could be an option to cut down the time. Just do stuff that allowed Ts to cut down the times. And I also think another thing is that connectors can't really be used mid-round other than, you know, splitting onto a site. Which, I mean, they work plenty fine for that, and also retakes, but yeah, I don't know. This felt very much like you take mid, then you see which site is more open, and then you take that, or rush a site. Like a little bit more structure in the T area would definitely, well, not a bit more structure, but like some more niceties. I don't know, something here to cut down time or something on the rotates. That might be a bit too much because then you just very quickly. But yeah, T's need love.
Yeah.
But yeah. Just take everything with a grain of salt, because it was very one-sided.
Okay. So, yeah. Who wants to go next?
Alright, I'll go then.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'm coaching game. Are you expecting me?
Yep.
Just
Okay, so the bombs, the overall map was okay. The only problems with it are the pathing and mostly mid, but like the bomb sites were interesting. Mostly B site. I had a really interesting experience on it. But okay, I'll start with the T area of the map. The problem of this map that like is really notable is the T area of it. Like it's just corridors everywhere that lead to mid and the sides. It's also the rotation times are really long, so the T area is really like not that interesting to play because most of the time you'll be like walking here a long time, just walking because of the long rotation times and because the paths are literally just corridors everywhere. There isn't like much different things on these corridors, just the corridors. You could like add more interesting places to play around, some connectors to shorten rotation times, make the overall area of the map more interesting or better to like prepare for the take on the sides, like throw nades, things like that.
Okay,
Okay.
so more places for executions like beforehand of the site.
Yeah.
Instead of corridors, maybe corridors leading to bigger areas, leading to corridor, leading to bigger area, and then having
Yeah,
a
it's
bit
more
more
like
room
a
on
few,
scene.
but that kind of should work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just using references from existing maps would help it a lot. Okay,
Yeah.
so on mid, mid I didn't play that much, but didn't feel that good. Like the problems with it is like it's really hard for these to get anything done on here on mid because first these cities like have 4 places they can be standing on, and these don't have like any place to as they like. I want to go to the connector and then if it doesn't go right, like there isn't any option for the T's to fall back like or just stay. They just this box here on this corner, but it's almost useless because this corner is exposed to the other connector, and here kind of exposed to the upper area and there.
So
Okay, so you should probably add some way so these if the mid push doesn't go right, so they like have a better chance to go back to rotate to any of the sides,
yeah.
and just make that so these have a general better chance here on mid as well. And one one thing that happened mid is like it's a bit simple. Like first because of the T options, but even though like cities have 4 entrances, it's quite simple. There isn't much thing you can do. Like it's 4 different entrances, but they are not kind of so such connected. Like I'm here just like the bridge route to there. So there isn't much variety and sit-in gameplay. There's just picking on the every entrance, just picking here. The most interesting thing is the bridge area that like you can fall down here and play around here, but the connector is just picking like on the door frame here as well. So it isn't much interesting on the gameplay. Okay, on this entrance, this connector to beats, I quite enjoyed it. I only have one complaint about it is this cover here. It's useful just like for T's on retakes and to get the control of this connector, but like you have to kind of go here on this stair here and then like go back. It's quite annoying to like go here, but like there's this crate here you can jump, but you're kind of a lot exposed when jumping and you can't like shoot properly. So if you could like just move the stairs or just extend it here so it's more easily to just get control of this cover here. Okay, on B side I don't have much complaints about it, just this entrance here, the T entrance, because it's literally a corridor as I said. Could add some staging area here just for T-straw nades and fall back, like control city rushes because it's just a corridor, you just have these crates here to road rushes. It isn't much interesting. Okay, the overall site was alright. Okay, I'll go now to the last part, the A site. Okay, let me see. Didn't play here that much, so I won't have much thing to say about it. The site is alright, it's a bit simple in most of it's mostly because of the T area. It's just corridors leading to the entrance to the site here. The only thing that adds kind of complex to it, but is here, but it's just it's mostly just useful for cities because like with a boost here, they can just go here and keep getting information here. and they're not exposed to that entrance. So like if there's a guy here, and the city just can stand here with an AWP just holding that angle. So this just gives more information for cities, and like I try to do I tried to do this boost here once as a T, and like you don't get much thing here from up boost. Like you just can get information from people behind the site. If you jump, you can like shoot through that window.
Okay.
Yeah, this cubby
Yeah.
here is, you could simplify it a bit, just to remove this crater, just adjust it a bit so it isn't that deep. But yeah, that's the overall feedback on the map. It's alright, just the adjustments on the connectors, that's the bigger problem on the map, and yeah, it's pretty
Could I comment something?
Yeah, okay.
Go ahead.
So yeah, about that window there, because I'm not saying that your feedback is trash, of course I'm not, but the thing is, if that window wouldn't really be there, there wouldn't be too much like options for the T's to execute or whatever. So that's kind of the idea behind it.
Yeah,
Just
like
for
I'm not
context.
complaining about the window, we're just complaining like that cities get more the benefits of it and not the T's. Like cities can
Mhm.
just easily boost here, and T's just can throw nades, and the boost here isn't that much effective. We just need to adjust the window so T's have more advantage than cities. The window itself isn't a problem. The idea is cool, but you know, the gameplay is just city-sided on there.
Right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, that was Kochi. Down leaves Myro and Emil, if I'm not mistaken. So who of you wants to go next? Okay, that leaves Myro. Oh no.
No, I'm still here.
No, it was
But,
Kochi.
Well, I don't really have much in terms of feedback. I'm not I'm not like a mapper, but I can tell you, like I'm sure this is like the basic answer, and I guess this is what everybody thinks. But I think rotating is too slow. But of course that's you know that, and you're probably working on it already. And long is kind of plain. Maybe there should be like I don't know. It's just kind of awkward, the angle sometimes, I think. And other than that, I really don't have much. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
so
thank you.
that leaves Myro then. Thank you for the feedback. Go ahead, Myro. Myro? Your mic.
Myro.
You're kind of quiet, fam,
You're-
not gonna lie.
Your mics.
Fix microphone,
leave your-
man.
You can leave
Likes.
your feedback in text, but we can barely hear you.
Alright, it's weird.
Okay, now
It's
we can
good
hear
now.
you.
Okay. Don't know what that was. Alright. So, I can tell you that most of the things you changed from the previous playtest I was on are good changes, although not fully thought through. The only one I have a big problem with is this T area. I just like... You still have this really like winding passage to mid, and also, as people already mentioned, the rotations are just too long. And that's like generally also from like there to the underpass and here, rotations are just really long, and that's mainly because there's a lot of dead space in between the areas that does not need to be there necessarily. You could remove a lot of dead space in this area, for example, and just have these corridors be shorter. Same here. Just have this like a standard route instead of like this U-turn. And yeah, here it's, you could also just like, I think it was fine how it was in the last playtest. The only problem I had with it in the last playtest was that this route to mid was still very windy, but it still is, so I don't know, I just create like another route that is shorter for T's to go through, or maybe even make this kind of diagonal so that this is shorter, but you'd have to watch out for timings.
Yeah.
I like the changes to Elon. I still think that this area, it's a bit
called
like...
B.
Yeah, I'm calling it long, I don't know, Elon. I don't know why. But yeah, alright, B. I still think that this area is pretty much, like, you don't use it. Like, everywhere except this position right here for cover is basically useless because, like, you have no cover here, here. Only maybe this.
Dude, I gotta be honest
So-
with you. I had something in that corner, and then I did something at B long, and then I forgot to place it back.
Oh well.
Rick, I actually said that to you. I was like, where did the box go on long? Why did you remove that? That worked perfectly. You didn't comment on it, so now I know why.
Oh well. I think you can, like, just a major advantage in timing would be to shorten this passage. You could just have the stairs start basically here. Negative things. Just go down here and then end somewhere here. And that would just be way shorter. I mean, you can jump down, yes, but it makes a sound and you get fall damage. So I would just move the stairs here. That might create like weird headshot angles to here. But you can work around that, maybe block that off. Or maybe put the stairs just a bit closer and leave this still a drop down or something. But it's a bit too long in my opinion, especially when you're coming from that side and you want to go here, you have to take the stairs, you can't just jump up here. So you gotta take like the longer route. And I think that would be like a very easy way to make the timings better. Yeah, same in this connector. I mean, okay, no, it's pretty much fine, but I still don't really see a use for the U-turn, but it's also not too bad. You just have a bit of a weird angle going on here, but that's fine. One thing I can tell you is that with this new box here, you get this angle, which I abused once. So if there's a guy here, I mean, you can't really see you because it's the same color as the box, basically. And
Hide the box, basically.
yeah, like I could see. I even killed someone like from here with an AK. So make this box taller if you want to block that
Yes,
angle.
okay, yeah.
It just feels weird.
Gotcha.
Well, there was one more thing I wanted to say. I know for sure, but I'll just let Johnny talk for now. So maybe I'll remember it.
Okay, so that leaves only me. The map's fine. I think don't get scared. Don't think this map's too big. The playtest went wrong, but for the most part, mainly because I stacked Boxtrot and Gihori, which are gods. Yeah, like I should
Blame
have not put
Joni.
both of. Yeah, I should have not put both of them on the same team. But aside from that, the map's fine. Not. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't do anything to it. The map's not big. It's just that the pathing is so really it's awful. Like, okay, the main areas.
Pathing bad.
The main areas like the bomb sites. Mid is mad, but it's okay. But the bomb sites are great. They have some rough angles here and there, but they are great foundations for a good bomb site. They feel great to play on. The problem is the pathing. Okay, take this route for instance. You go all the way here, then you go here, then you get all the way to the most external part of the map, and then you go back here. This could be trimmed down. Like this is a thick boy right here. Like there's no need of extending this all the way to here. You could do a diagonal here, and then put it here. Bam, you got yourself an entrance, which that could also make T rotations more easily. And if you're scared of long angles, normally long angles don't matter that much if you're on T spawn. Like if you're in a spawn area, angles doesn't matter that much, mainly because you will not be playing there too many times. Of course, you gotta think the angles, right? But they do not matter as much as angles on area of combat. Like think Cash for instance. Cash has a shit ton of long angles on T-spawn and no one complains. So that's why you should not like do this many amount of turns. Like I'm gonna take the A route now for instance. You go all the way here to the tip of the map. Like there's no reason why this should extend all the way to here to get to this route. You could easily just trim it down to here and make it go here and then put a path here. You got it. You don't need this. You can make it appear here, and then there you go. The fat's cut down. So yeah, it's all just a matter of pathing. Like, and for instance, when you're here, you don't have any other options. This is what I told Potato last time. When you go B or A, you don't have any other options. What maps make normally, like what maps do normally, is that to like complement this, they make a site which is a little bit more harder to take because of no rotations, but at the same time, it's really hard to retake at the same time. So they don't leave rotations. And the other side is easier to take. Well, no, harder to take. I mean, and it has a really quick connection to mid in case T's need to like rotate. For instance, if I was here, I don't think an entrance right here would work, but it would be nice if on one of the sides you would have a quick way to rotate to mid, because right now both sides are kind of you kind of have to commit to either side. You normally what you do is just leave one side, which normally has 0 routes, that you have to commit to it, but the payoff is great, and you have one side that you don't have to commit to it as much because you can rotate easily. You don't have any of that on this map, which is the main problem. I'd say leave B as a commitment site because I think B has a great entrance as a whole, and the side feels natural for the most part. Aside from this, like this angle is crap.
Yeah.
Right here. But yeah, the angles seem fine. I would, to be completely honest, I would even like. This feels much more like a main entrance than what you got out there. This feels like Vertigo A ramp.
It does.
Yeah, it does. We actually based it around Vertigo when we first talked about it.
I mean, not
yeah, I
really-
think-
Actually, yeah, we did.
Yeah, well, we did. I said Vertigo.
The problem here is this right here. Like, you have to walk so much to get to here. I think just something, I don't know, maybe here going down to this and disconnect this from mid, or perhaps if you take this area, you get this other one right here. I don't know.
Yes,
And
we
then-
actually. Oh, sorry.
And then it wouldn't be as like if this was a commitment. Like if you had to commit to this route, and you got to here, if you had 2 routes to choose from, that would make it not as bad as. But since you only have 1 route and you have to commit, it feels really bad. So yeah, you also have a lot of the snake pathing. Snake pathing is basically when you do turns. Like making turns to alleviate the timings is not a good practice. Like you can do it in one place on the map, but this map has a lot of snake turns to alleviate timings, which is not great. Like that doesn't speak of great level design. As for mid, the angles are fine. It's just that the amount of bullshit that there is in here, and this headshot angle right here, it's awful. Like if someone's standing there, he has no chance against me. Same here. Also, do the thing with the railings, make them non-collisible, and put a clip rush on them. Please no funk door. Use models. And I think you took too literally when I told you to make a staging area. When I told you to make a staging area, I said open this up. Not in the sense of roof, but in the sense of make this an area instead of corridors. So you can have like room to maneuver in case CTs push. But no, you literally make it room to set up grenades. So think of Mirage A site, like the entrance to Mirage A site, for instance. You have a lot of high variations and stuff. So if CTs rush into it, they will probably die if it's not a late part of the round. That's a staging area. Staging area is an area not only where T's can set up grenades, but it's an area where T's can like defend themselves in case of a CT rush. As for the CTs, rotations were mostly fine, I'd say. I think this is a little bit fat again. Like I think this could be cut down to allow for more rapid rotations into A side. But aside from that, I like the rotation times for the CTs. This entrance felt rough to retake. Like it was rough to retake in here. You had to clean up that behind that. You also have the entire guy that's under here, there, and there. It's not great for CTs. I'd say just put some kind of cover right here. Not necessarily full body cover, but just so CTs can at least take care of or feel safe from a guy waiting on them here or here. If you put some sort of railing that's not see-through, that would help. And also, even though I talk about staging areas on the T side, that applies for cities as well. Like, cities don't need as much of a staging area, but they do need a safe area where Ts cannot rush them. Right here, I don't have anything. In case a T rush me, I don't have any, like, stupid angle to fight them in case they are too greedy. You just feel unsafe when you're not on a side or on middle. As for the connectors, this one was fine. I would like a way to like throw nades from here to there to like the side, but it's fine. This one felt rough mainly because of how goddamn long it was. And if you run through here, they would hear you on side and they say it's B, and there you go. This entrance is no more. So yeah. Sides. Aside from that, it's fine. Don't get like down bash from it. You saw submerged. It was a fucking fiddle.
Honestly, this
first, and
play
now-
just made me really happy.
Yeah, we got a lot of insight.
Also, this is a really gimmicky thing. When you don't implement gimmicks into your map until you're like on finishing it, because gimmicks normally don't serve as much of us. Like, what's the purpose of this? It only hinders even more the rotation for the T's, making them vulnerable from middle.
Yeah, I
So,
kind of added
yeah.
it. It was just like a fuck you angle.
Yeah.
I-
Okay, so you kind of do this kind of ideas because no one has done them before, but perhaps no one has done them before because they thought of it.
Yeah.
But you can. This could work in a possible universe, but that's why you add gimmicks at the end of the development, because gimmicks have to be really well thought in for them to
Yes.
work. Like
Yes, I understand.
Vertigo, for instance, it has a lot of gimmicks to it, but most of them work. I think some of them don't work, but most of them work mainly because they are thought out. So yeah, I'd say I kind of hear Phantom a little bit down it, but I'm happy that at least you potato are like happy with the experience of this place fit.
Oh no, I'm
Playtest.
very happy. Don't get me wrong. I'm just very tired because it's.
Oh yeah, it's really
It's
late
only
for you guys.
10. It's
No,
only
it's-
10?
I've had literally 10 hours of tests and assignments today, so
Uh,
Oh yeah,
Wait, 10
and
hours of
sorry
test?
for
yeah, it's been horrible. Trust me. I had it's because exams and stuff,
Oh,
and I'm
damn.
preparing for a bunch of shit. It's just. It's
yeah,
just
that
not
must be
fun.
rough. Especially
Yeah,
during
it is.
quarantine.
hopefully you guys will, take this as an experience to improve, and yeah, that was
Yeah,
a
for
playtest.
sure. It
I
was
will send you the
some-
demo.
It was much better than the first time we playtested. A map
Yeah.
together. That was funny because it was
And
so
please don't
shit.
please don't make the map much bigger, because I think the size is okay. It's just that the routes are too
We
fat.
actually just made it much bigger after we had a playtest. It was super small actually.
Wasn't
Yeah, I remember.
actually, yeah.
Both sides were actually just doubled in size. Especially B side. B side was tiny. I just fucking pumped that bitch up, and it's huge now. And
Ace
like
way
it
too.
kind of reminds me of Mirage A side, because less good.
Yeah, I'd say it's alright. The thing I think most people enjoyed B side because the cover feels natural. Like you naturally, aside from this
Yeah, we.
shit,
Yeah,
the cover
we
felt
can-
natural. Like you clean this up, then you take this, that, smoke, and plant. Aside from this cheeky plant spot, which is too OP for the terrorist, the site felt right. This felt like kind of random, but okay. And yeah, just work on the pathing. Pathing is hard to get. It took me 8 maps to master my pathing. I think you guys as a duo can figure that out. As for now, I'm leaving. I'm actually on an online class right now, but I'm not taking it, so I feel bad, man. Yeah, literally skipped my online class to get to this place. So yeah,
Wow.
hopefully it'll be good for you guys. And yeah, see ya. I'll send you the demo in a couple of hours
Yep.
or
Thank you
now.
so much, man. That was fun.
Don't worry. And yeah, hope if you can, guys, try to get more people to play because we're paying for this server and right now
Oh yeah, for sure. We'll advertise it as much as I can.
we don't get too many people.
Oh no, it's I got some Danish friends that we actually got. I believe I got 4 people on the server right now. I just invited,
Nice.
but
So
I got
yeah,
some more
if,
people.
if if you know all the mappers, especially mappers, because playtesting is our main like feature right here. Let them know. Okay. With that out of the way, thank you for coming. I'll send you a demo.
No,
See ya.
dude,
Yeah,
thank
no
you.
problem, man. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Rick, just call me privately, okay? Okay,
That went pretty well.
that went
I'd
pretty
say.
fucking well. I gotta admit.
Now I
So,
want to play Doom.
look in chat.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot. Oh, dude, hold on. I should probably